Today was a difficult day, although there were some good things that was a little bit more pleasant in terms of the interaction with the staff. But I had a very difficult consult this afternoon, and that kind of brought the whole day down. There was a woman that came in to meet with me. She's got a denial of a credible fear interview that should have been granted. It should have been granted at the interview stage, and it wasn't. And so she's got a review with an immigration judge tomorrow morning. She had asked to see a lawyer, and she finally got in to see us yesterday. And so, at the very end of the day, so we couldn't totally prep her yesterday, so she had to come in today. We went through her story, and then at the end she started telling me about her experience here in Artesia. And she said when she first got here, her son, who's 6, who's lost 10 or 12 pounds since he's been here, and he now has a face like a skeleton. It's very disturbing. But when he first got here, he had a sore on his arm right about here that looked probably like impetigo or some kind of sore that was infected. And they kind of freaked out and thought something was really wrong, so they put them in isolation, which she was fine with, to get some antibiotics working. But instead of being 24 hours, they kept her in there for 5 days. And they kept her in there for no apparent reason for 5 days. They wouldn't let them go outside. They brought all their meals to them in there, and they were escorted to the bathroom. And then somewhere around day number 4, she got sick and got the stomach flu and was vomiting and had diarrhea and was had to call the guards to get escorted to the bathroom, and they kept saying, "You have to wait, you'll have to wait," when she's got stomach flu and diarrhea. And she couldn't wait, and she had diarrhea all over herself in her clothes and had to sit there had to sit there in her clothes, covered in feces, in front of her child, who was terrified, and she didn't have any other clothes to change into, and there wasn't a shower in the room. So she just had to sit there until the guards finally came and got her about 20 minutes later. And when they opened the door, they laughed at her, and they brought her a towel, and she had to change and then walk across the facility covered in feces with her kid, who was crying.
Today was a hard day. It started out pretty rough. One of the clients that I've been working with is having a very hard time in the detention center. She's a very recent survivor of sexual assault. She was raped by members of a gang, and then fled very soon after that. So she's having a very hard time and is feeling like she can't take it anymore, and is today kind of let me know that she's ready to give up and just considering just signing the deportation order and getting out. So it was really hard. I think, it's happened a couple times. I remember Laura Lunn talking about it and just how hard it is to see somebody give up right before your eyes on their life. And for some, it's based on the conditions and I think also just what she's going through and not having the support. And she said that she feels very alone and very humiliated in the facility.
The protest ended up being a positive end, a really positive and empowering end to the day, because as it turned out, there turned out to be way more people in favor, wanting to show their support with the ladies who are and the children that are detained, and the route of the protest ended in a location where people were able to actually see over the wall, and it was clear that the women and children could hear us there. They were responding with yells, and they were singing back when we were singing. We relayed some of their messages to the group, and it was about the most uplifting thing. And I mean, these are ladies who have families that have had little occasion for anything hopeful or joyful, I would say, and to hear shouts of joy and camaraderie, and knowing that they knew that people were there for them. it was great. It was great to know we could be part of having delivered some part of happiness, some part of feeling of hope to them for that moment. For all that we do here, it's important that everybody who can hear this message and knows what's going on here talk about it and tell people. I don't think it'd be hard for me to believe that anybody who really knew what was happening here could possibly be in support of it. Could possibly be in support of putting kids in jail. I mean, that's what we're dealing with. Moms and kids in jail with coming from horrible circumstances. So if you see this, whoever you are, tell people, talk to people about it. And we're going to do the best to get the message out on behalf of these women, because even though we knew it intellectually, we saw how much that meant to them. And that means we're going to get up and we're going to do it again tomorrow.